Hello everyone, my name is Patricia and welcome to my channel. Today is Tester Tuesday, where we review 2 scents each week voted on by viewers in a way to get rid of my tester stash, which is in this box. So at the end of the video I will draw 6 scents. You guys will vote for 2 scents each, 2 different scents, and whatever the most popular votes are, I will review those 2 scents for the following week. So a couple of times people have asked me how I get the scents out of the testers. So first let's talk about the testers. The different sizes. This is a full or party size. I will refer to it as full or party. It's about 1 1/4 cubes. The next size down is the new size, which is the fragrance testers. And I apologize about the lighting. It is a dark night and I have CPR first aid tomorrow after work, so this is the only time I can film. Anyway, this is about 3/4 of a cube, and phased out are the mini testers, which are about 1/3 of a cube. So that's what we have to work with. Now, what I usually do to get my testers out is I have one of these Scentsy spatulas, which has a slight curve on the end. Now, I kind of think you could probably buy one of those orange peeler things, and I think it has kind of a similar curve on the end. But anyway, I just stick this in, so I take the lid off. I stick it in the wax, and then I usually just pry it out. And it usually, sometimes there might be a little bit of crumbs on the side that I just flick out. The other way you can do it is you would take your tester, you would unscrew it, sit it upside down in the dish of your warmer, and slowly the heat allows it to drop down. Now just keep an eye on it, because if you have it sitting in there a long time, you know, it's gonna be sitting in wax. So anyway, just long enough for it to drop out. I prefer this way just because it's faster and easier. And that's how we do it. So just a couple housekeeping things. A couple weeks ago, we did not have to vote on Tester Tuesday, and I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for all the nice comments. It's kind of a little bit embarrassing because I just asked for a little bit of feedback in general of what kind of things you liked, and everyone was so nice. Kind of giving me compliments, which sometimes is hard to take. So anyway, thank you so much. We have a great group of subscribers and viewers on my channel, and I'd like to keep it that way. The other thing is I've been able to kind of keep an eye on the Scentsy Club subscriptions. I can actually see when someone enrolls. So thank you again to anyone that's selected me as their consultant for the Scentsy Club. I really, really appreciate it. Especially since you just know me from YouTube, so I really appreciate it, and I'm always here to answer any questions you may have. Keep that in mind. I am able to do Canadian and American, and sometimes I can see a couple Americans, so that's really nice. So again, thank you. Okay, so let's get on to this week's 2 scents. The 2 scents had a tie. Tie for first. I think they had 27% of the vote each. One was a Very Merry Cranberry, which is a beautiful red wax, and the other one was Cedar Cider, which is a brown wax. I had a lot of Very Merry Cranberry and not as much Cedar Cider. So I think I had 6 full-size Very Merry Cranberries, plus 3 minis, plus a mid-size. So that's a lot of wax. That is more than a bar's worth. So I decided to melt that in my main living area as well as my son's room. So that is almost my entire downstairs. The only exception is my mudroom laundry room did not have the Very Merry Cranberry. So let me read you the scent description. Very Merry Cranberry is lush red winter berries pop against a backdrop of snow-covered cedar, creating a lovely winter landscape. So in the catalog, this is in the holiday section, and it also has the scent trend of woods, which is kind of what they kind of like to highlight a scent trend each season, and woods is this season. So the winter berries, I can definitely smell like a tart berry and a dark berry. I mean, I'm not sure, like, you know how you see those trees with the little berries, and I don't know, I think that's what I smell. The cedar was slightly more difficult to pick out. I think it was kind of there as a base note. I could very much smell the dark berries. And I would say that it was like a tart, slightly sweet berry. If you love cranberries or dark berries, I think you will like this scent. It is somewhat of a heavy scent. I think that's the best way I can describe it. It felt a little bit heavy in the air, and it was quite strong at first, and then it did start to dissipate. Now I had to divvy it up, and I'm not going to go into full details of what all the warmers I have. I don't want to bore you, but I took a little more than half and put it in my open concept space, and I would say the strength and throw there was probably, I would say the strength was 7 and the throw maybe a 6. I find it didn't spread very far, but I could definitely smell it. And then in my son's room, okay, let's just do open concept. Just 1 second. Adrian is sending me notifications. Hopefully she'll be watching this video soon. Where was I? Okay, so I had it lasting about 21, 22 hours. Now, I find, and we're going to talk a little bit about like living space. So if you have a huge open area, the scent is going to be released and it's going to spread out and it's going to be diluted. If there's big open ceilings like I have in 2 areas, the scent is just going to kind of like wander away and it's not going to seem to last as long. So let's contrast that. So I put the equivalent of 3 full-size testers in my son's room, and his room is the second largest area of the home. It has an adjoining bathroom, and so I kind of divvy things up. I would say the strength and throw there was a little bit higher. So I had it like a 7 and a 6. I would say it was like 7.5 and 6.5. And what it is it's a smaller area, so it seems more concentrated. And I have that still going. It's been about 34 hours. So because it's kind of a contained area, there's doors that you can close. You can definitely smell it as soon as you walk in. As the hours go by, it starts to get softer and softer, but yeah. So and it's an example, a wide open, big concept space. Your scents may not seem to last as long. Now, I want to tell you one thing that I have started doing. Sometimes I take my scents out of the warmer, and what I like to do is I like to turn my warmers off, let the wax almost fully harden. You can just kind of indent your finger in the wax. I scoop it out. I let it cool. I smell the wax. If it still has a lot of scent, but I'm not getting a big throw downstairs in my open concept space, I take all that wax, I bundle it up, and what I do is I bring it up to my bedroom, and I have a slightly warmer hot plate that I usually use for vendor wax. It's about a 15 watt. So I probably have the equivalent of 4 cubes that I shove in a 15 watt hot plate, and I let her rip, and I can still get more scent out of it that way. If I do it downstairs, I can't get a throw, but I can kind of gather that wax and just get maybe another night or 2 out of it in my room. So something to think about if you're somebody that likes to get the last little bit of scent out of your wax. You can try something like that. Just keep in mind, you're probably going to need something a little bit warmer than a Scentsy warmer to get the last little bit of scent out. Anyway, I think let me just go over the pluses and minuses of this scent. I think they are best suited for maybe fall and winter, and because of the cedar, which I couldn't really pick up on, probably not any other time of year, so that's why we only see them in the fall and winter catalog. And I did find it was a bit of a heavy scent. So I don't really know if you guys can understand what I mean when I say heavy. It was very thick in the air. Did I like the scent? Yes, I definitely liked it. I'm a cranberry person, so I liked it. I do have 2 other bars in my stash, so I am okay. I will not need to repurchase it, but I would not hesitate to recommend that scent to people. Okay, so let's move on. I don't want this video to be too long. Cedar Cider is the next scent. Okay, Cedar Cider. So that one I had less wax. I had 3 full size, 1 mid, and 2 minis. But again, I look at that amount and I say I'm going to put it in my open concept space because it's the kind of scent that I like there. And just as a disclaimer, I have warmed Cedar Cider before. So the scent description on Cedar Cider is an autumn medley of the reddest apples, cinnamon sticks, and vanilla beans nestled among fragrant white cedar branches. In the catalog, this is in the fall and winter section. So I would say it's more fall, but it also has the scent trend of woods in it. Now, this, I just want to say, and I want you to listen carefully because this has never happened before in my family history. But when I warmed cedar cider last year, it was the only scent, and is still to this day the only scent that every one of my family members, excluding my son that doesn't speak, but every one of my family members that lives here commented individually how much they loved this scent. So my husband, my daughter who is extremely picky, and my youngest son who pretty much loves everything, but anyway, they all commented how much they loved it, and I loved it too. So let's, we're going on a positive. Fragrance appeal on cold, and I never said what fragrance appeal, but Mary Cranberry, I'd say maybe 6.5 to 7, cold and warm on that one. But on cedar cider, I would say fragrance appeal on cold is 6. I think what happens is people smell the tester and they're just like, it's nothing special. And then you put it in the warmer. And it is a very sophisticated, lovely scent. I would say it went up to about an 8 out of 10. It's just, when I say sophisticated, it's got a lot of layers. That white cedar branches really is such a nice, you definitely smell it. You definitely smell the apples. You smell a little bit of cinnamon. Vanilla, I don't know. I can't say that I smell vanilla like on its own. But sometimes they just kind of, it's like in baked goods, it's there to help everything taste yummy. And sometimes in scents, it's there to help everything smell great. But yes, fragrance appeal went way up on warm. If you have not tried this scent, I suggest you give it a try. So one thing I want to say is strength and throw is about 7.5 out of 10. And then after about 10 hours, it went down to maybe 5 out of 10. That is slightly different than my experience when I warmed my bar last year. I found it stronger last year, and I don't know if it's an example of, testers being a little bit older, whatever. Maybe it's the time of the year, the temperature in my house, the way that the moon is aligned, I don't know. But I had it lasting about 21 hours, and then I took it out. So I definitely noticed it did not seem as strong with this group of testers, but because of my past experience, I'm happy to say I would definitely recommend cedar cider. I think that if you have not tried it, definitely give it a try. I think it's a bit of a dark horse, but once people try it, they are, they're locked in. So yes, I would definitely recommend cedar cider. Hopefully I covered everything with that one. So let's get drawing. Let's get drawing from a big box. So I'm going to draw 6 scents, 2 different, and then you guys are going to vote for 2 different scents each by Wednesday morning, and I will check back and see what we have. So the first scent option is Eskimo Kiss. I'm just going to move some stuff. It's going to get a little bit noisy. Okay. Option number 2. I like to go all over the place in the box. It's a big box. Oh. Okay, what do we have? We have Cranberry Garland. Let's go in this corner. Option 3. Everything Nice. Option 4. Coconut Cotton, which matches my shirt. So does Eskimo Kiss though. Option 5. What do we have here? Uh-oh. Sorry, it's a big one. So some of these ones, there's a lot of testers in here, and I had to put them in these bags. I do recycle my bags, don't worry. Sugar Cookie. And in fact, I had so much Very Merry Cranberry this week, I wasn't going to warm it all because I thought, well, how am I going to fit all that in? But I did. So that's Sugar Cookie, and let's go on the top. Let's go, I'm going to pick one that seems small. What do we have? White Grapefruit, which is a retired spring and summer scent that just left us. Okay, so the options again are Eskimo Kiss, Cranberry Garland, Everything Nice, Coconut Cotton, which is a retired scent from a while back, Sugar Cookie, and White Grapefruit, a nice variety. So check back, and I will check back. You guys vote, and I will start warming for next Tuesday. So thanks for spending the last 15 minutes with me. As always, I hope you have a great day in your neck of the woods. Take care, and I will see you in the next video. And don't forget to vote.